Got it.
One's over there,
Oh, awesome.
and then that cart was the other one.
Awesome.
I thought we would start with just a little visioning here. Just take a moment to imagine what 100 elephants looks like. So what that looks like after the poaching trade is what is in this room right now. 2 tons of ivory, a street value of $8 to $10 million. Think about that, right? How do these pieces get into this room? It starts in very wild places in Africa where you have elephants roaming, and gangs, not hunters, gangs and terrorists gun down elephants indiscriminately, 96 of them on a daily basis. And then they literally tear the ivory, the tusks, out of these elephants using chainsaws and machines. And then, with their shady gangs, finding ways to move this material out of Africa through smuggling networks, transportation networks overseas, through ports, and somehow into places like New York City, a cosmopolitan city, one of the real centers of the world. So-called art dealers that run operations and sell fine art on 57th Street or somewhere in central middle of Manhattan. They have these back rooms where they make these deals, and our team gets in there. They establish a level of trust with the dealers, and we go from there with the prosecutions.
There's a lot of man hours represented here in carving. I think a wasted human endeavor, in my opinion. There's a lot of man hours represented here in catching the people who would sell this for profit. So thank you for your time. Thank you to everybody that's here, the guys that have been working all night, the guys that had to sleep here last night to guard the ivory. And we'll be here late picking it up and getting it back down to the crush. So thank you.
A global movement has emerged to end the ivory trade. Nations have committed to closing ivory markets, poaching rings have been smashed, and in some cases where there's good on-the-ground enforcement, elephant populations have been safeguarded. One of the key strategies was to close down the domestic commercial ivory markets, and the U.S. took a leadership role, and so did New York. And we were so proud to be part of the effort that resulted in Governor Cuomo's enactment of New York State's ivory ban in 2014. Today, we are equally proud to stand with DEC and congratulate them, along with Manhattan DA Cy Vance, on their strong enforcement and adjudication efforts. I know their message is simple. They are telling ivory poachers and traffickers around the world that they will be put out of business. And in a few days, we will drive that point home when we come together again to crush this ivory in Central Park.